So, Mobicel has just released 2 iterations of their smartphone. Now, this press event happened yesterday. We'll give you all the rundowns of what happened on this press event. Stay tuned and let's get into this video. Now, Mobicel. Just a quick little history lesson for you guys. Mobicel is a South African company that is trying to do high-end products at an affordable price. And with these 2 iterations, they kind of just did it. And we are very excited to really review these actual smartphones. But note that I do not have this actual smartphone as of yet. I'm still working on getting it, and once I get it in store and I purchase it, it will be on this channel very soon, so stay tuned for that one. But in this video, I'm talking about all the specifications that they announced, my questions and my thoughts and my first impressions of the smartphone. So, before I talk about the 2 iterations, let's get into the specifications of this 2 smartphones. Now, starting with the R9 Lite, you have a 5.7-inch HD display with an IPS and 2.5D glass. So that's very interesting for a smartphone in that price range. We want to test out that display and to see how, wide the color gamut is and how many nits does it have, how bright does it get in terms of that display. So it's gonna be interesting for us to really test that out, and we'll do it in a video that's coming up. Now, there are not a lot of specifications for this actual smartphone. I still have a lot of questions. I was not at the press event. I've gotten a few specifications from the website. This is what I found out. Now, the Lite has a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera and a 16 megapixel front-facing camera, which is pretty decent, and a lot of smartphones have this, so it's nothing new with that. Now I don't know whether it has OIS or not, probably not, because they didn't list it in the specifications. And looking at the battery, you've got a 2900 mAh battery with fingerprint scanner at the back where it's supposed to be, which is pretty good. Now looking at the internal storage, you got 16 gigs of internal storage and 2 gigs of RAM. Now that's a really good, smartphone. Is it good for 2017? Yes, at that price range, because that budget price and with those premium specifications, you cannot get a smartphone at that price with those specifications. So now looking at the pricing of the smartphone, you're looking at 1,999, which is very good, and it's a really decent price for a smartphone at this price range. Now looking at the R9 Plus, you're getting the same 5.7-inch display. Now the changes are to the battery, where you're getting a 3000 mAh battery and 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, which is a welcome change, and I'm going to be getting the Plus. I hope you guys are also going to be getting the Plus, and I think this is going to be a game changer for 2017. Now looking at the cameras, you've got a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera, which is good to see in a smartphone in this price range. Now the game changer for this company that really they're actually putting out is a dual front-facing camera set. Now it's 2 cameras, one has 20 megapixel and the other one has 8 megapixel. Now I don't really know whether they have OIS on both of them or just one. We're gonna have to find out when you actually get the smartphone to really know the other specifications. I kind of missed the actual press event. I found out about the actual launch, hours after the launch of the actual smartphone, so I couldn't watch the live stream for it. So yeah, anyway, going back to the actual 20 megapixel front-facing camera and the 8 megapixel. Now for me, I'm not a selfie lover. I don't do selfies as much. You can even check on my Instagram. You can follow me on my Instagram account. You can see that I rarely upload pictures of myself. I upload pictures of tech products, phones and stuff like that. So I don't really do selfies of myself or places and things that I do and stuff like that. So for me, I'm not really gonna be using it that much. Probably once here and there, just to test it out for you guys to see how well the quality is in terms of that camera. That's the only reason why I'll actually use that 20 megapixel front-facing camera. Now looking at the other specifications, you're going to be looking at a 120 degrees wide angle lens. You're going to be able to get that dynamic range and hopefully get that shallow depth of field, but you can actually achieve shallow depth of field on any lens. Just have to move further away from the background and focus on the actual person that you're trying to make that bokeh, and make sure that they're a little bit further from the background, and you can achieve that bokeh effect. So that's pretty simple, and we'll see and test it out and see how well that works. Now I just wanted to know the quality of these cameras, because their other iterations of these smartphones were pretty decent, and the only gripe that I have with it, that they didn't film HD video like 720p. So with this one, we'll get to see how well they actually do in terms of camera. If they can do that, HD, maybe 1080p or 4K, maybe, hoping, at that price range, we don't really know whether we're actually going to get that 4K recording on the smartphone. But it's something to really test out, and we'll see if actually it works for it. Now, my first impressions of the smartphone, I think for me, I'll leave it for once we get our hands on this smartphone to really do a full hands-on experience for you guys, and that'll be coming up soon. I'm working on getting it. If any employee of Mobicel wants to hit me up with a smartphone, hit me up on the description. But I'm going to be buying it anyway, so I wanted to see and test it out because I want to support our local companies that are coming up and making really good smartphones for this industry. And our industry is very much growing in terms of building great smartphones at affordable prices, and I'm really excited for this smartphone. I think it's going to really change the game in terms of what comes after the smartphone. So keep it locked. This has been iSim Tech. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me your thoughts on the actual smartphone. What do you think? Comment down below. Have you seen the actual press event? Are you excited, or you just don't know about this actual smartphone and you wanted to find out? So leave me a comment down below. This has been iSim Tech. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and press that bell so you can stay notified of my videos. This is iSim Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one.